Namaste. So we get started here. So why don't you start by taking a seat, sitting straight up nice and tall. Relax your shoulders. Make sure your spine is straight. Close your eyes. And start taking deep inhales through your nose and out your nose. So deep inhale. Fill your lungs completely. Full exhale. Maybe do a count of 4. Deep inhale. Fill your lungs completely. Full exhale. So keeping your eyes closed, I want you to imagine walking up to a pond. And there's no wind. So as you look into the water, you see a reflection. The water is calm, so the reflection is an accurate description of how you actually look. Now imagine that the wind intensified. The sand and mud at the bottom begin to rise as the water begins to get murky. The pond first forms ripples on its surface and then waves. And now as you look into the water, is the reflection accurate? Now, of course, you would say it's not, because the mirrored surface has become distorted. So the pond at one extreme is a perfect mirror, and at the other, it can completely distort the truth. So the mind is the same way. We can look at it as a mirror. And your true self is constantly being reflected back to you. And this is how you perceive yourself. You think you are the reflection, but you probably do not see your true self, your divine self. You see the distorted image, like in the pond. So this is the egoic consciousness. What it perceives as reality is a distorted version of the true reality. So how do we see the true reality? How can we see the divinity in ourselves and those we disagree with? How do we still the waters of our mind so we can see things as they truly are? So the Yoga Sutras of Sage Patanjali gives us the answer. He says that without practice, nothing can be attained. So the practice is to restrain the modifications of the mind. And we do this by becoming aware of our thoughts, which are the modifications that create all these waves. And when we have stilled the mind, we have attained yoga or union, which is the goal. So the sutra says, yogas chitta vritti narodaha. So chitta is the sum total of the mind. The vrittis, like I said, are these modifications of the mind, these thoughts that create all the waves. So these vrittis, they come from our ignorance, our attachments, our aversions, and they're usually rooted in selfishness. So when we are identified with our lower nature, our false egoic nature, these vrittis are naturally formed, and our perception of reality becomes distorted. And when there's no longer thoughts that are self-centered or rooted in fear, we can start to rest in our true nature. This is our natural state. So the outside world is based on your thoughts and your mental attitude. It's a projection or reflection of your mind. So yoga doesn't bother much about changing the world or other people. There's a saying that says, as the mind, so the person. Bondage or liberation are in your mind. So let's consider two people. So imagine Sam, he's not taking care of himself, eating a bunch of processed foods, watching fear media late into the night. And when he looks out into the world, which is a projection or reflection of his mind, he sees the doom and gloom and has little hope for himself and humanity. Now, George, on the other hand, he has a daily meditative practice or sadhana. He's beginning to understand the nature of reality through his study and practice. He sees an incredible opportunity during these times to work with the transformational energy. He understands the first step of his practice is to be the observer of his fear, anxiety, negative emotions. He then sets the intention to cultivate compassion toward himself. His practice is to see himself in front of his awareness and meditate on compassion for that body of fear that he sees. So one sees the end of the world, the other sees it as just grist for the mill of awakening, the catalyst to usher in a new age, knowing that systems and institutions must fall apart before they can be rebuilt in a new light. He knows that nothing in this world can bind him if he has learned how to control his mind. He knows that yoga practice is watching and analyzing his thoughts. So when he is absorbed in egoic thinking, his thoughts will be selfish and bring misery. But when he meditates on compassion for himself and others, is inclined towards selfless thoughts and actions, he will bring peace and still the waves and the waters of his mind. So tonight, I would like to set an intention that would become fully aware in the present moment. And we'll do this throughout the practice by observing our breath, feeling our body, bringing our awareness to that center, stable, grounded point of awareness. And then when these thoughts arise, we just take note. It's very simple. Just like these waves passing on the lake, just note them, observe them, no judgment. And then whatever comes up, any anxieties, any fears that might be lurking, what we do is envision ourself. So imagine that awareness, which is your true nature, looking at your body of fear in front of you, and then feeling compassion. So you can imagine, I'm sure some of you have, mothers, fathers, holding a child, the love, compassion you have for that child, even when it makes a mistake, the forgiveness you have without even thinking. So this state of awareness, this is the mind of God, which is love, compassion. But yet we're so hard on ourselves, especially when we're feeling certain ways. So it's a practice to allow these feelings to come up through our practice, through observation, to have the courage to be with them, and then to meditate on compassion for ourselves, for that fear body that's inside of us that desperately wants the love, compassion of his or her mother. So we'll start by doing a more another breathing technique. This time I'm going to count. So we're going to do a couple things. So throughout the practice, as we inhale and exhale, you're going to fill your lungs completely and exhale completely. Maybe to a count of 4 on inhale and exhale. During the asana practice, we're going to breathe in and out through our nose. But right now, we're going to breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth. So it's going to have a calming effect. Additionally, when we inhale, we're going to do a root lock, the Mula Bandha. So if you've never done this before, you engage the same muscles you would as if you're trying to, if you're rushing to the bathroom and you're trying to hold it in. So those lower muscles by the perineum. So we're going to engage on the inhale, to count of 4, and then release the root lock. So release the muscles on the exhale. We're going to exhale through our mouth. So I'll start doing the counting. Keep your eyes closed and breathe. So engage in Mula Bandha. Inhale through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Release the lock. Exhale through your mouth. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, engage. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, let it go. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, engage. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, relax. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Deep inhale. Continue a few more times. And then when I tell you, we're going to exhale, let all the air go, and we're going to hold the air out. So a couple more cycles. Really filling your lungs completely. Full exhales. And one last time, inhale. Let all the air go, and then hold it. Now you're holding your breath. No air in your lungs. Bring Bring your awareness to the point between your eyebrows, Agya chakra. When you need to take an inhale, take a little bit and let it go like this. We're going to try to prolong this exhale as long as possible. You can do that twice. Quick inhale and quick exhale, just to prolong it. And when you're ready, you can start breathing normal once again. And we'll start our asana practice. So let's start by extending the legs out in front. Dandasana. Toes are pointed up towards the ceiling. Feet are flexed. Spine is perpendicular with the ground. Shoulders are back down and relaxed. Arms come to the side. As you inhale, they come up overhead. Now we're breathing in through our nose. And as the hands come down, we're exhaling out through our nose. Same as before. Inhale to count of 4. Exhale to count of 4. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Deep inhale. This time, hinge forward at the hips, straight spine, reaching forward as far as you can. Maybe you're touching your shins or your toes, keeping that spine straight. Then lowering your chin down towards your chest. Deep inhale to count of 4. Full exhale out through the nose to count of 4. One more time, deep inhale. Full exhale. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, hands come behind your bottom. And lift yourself up, reverse plank. Feels okay in your neck. Allow your head to hang back. One straight line from your shin all the way to the crown. And exhale down. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale up. And exhale back down. Bring your legs out wide into a V. Feet are flexed, toes pointing down towards the ceiling. Arms come up overhead, inhale. As you exhale, hinge forward at the hips, reaching forward as far as you can. Hands come down on the ground. Toes still pointing up towards the ceiling. Feet are still flexed, keeping that spine straight. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Leaning over to the left side, left forearm on the inside of that left knee. Reaching that right arm up. And reaching over as far as we can. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Deep inhale. Full exhale. And coming back center. Other side. Right forearm inside right shin. Left arm comes up as you inhale. As you exhale, reaching over. Deep in. Full out. Deep in. Full out. And coming back center. Reaching those hands in front as far as you can. And walking those hands back towards your hips. Interlock your fingers. And we're going to make some big circles. So take a deep inhale. Exhale, reaching towards your left leg. Continue to exhale until you cross center, and then you start to inhale. So any type of upward movement where the chest comes away from your thighs, we're going to be inhaling. Downward movement, chest comes down towards the thigh, we're going to be exhaling. So inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, reverse direction. Inhale as you come up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, and just go side to side. Any tightness in your hips, start to loosen it up. And come back center. Bring your right foot in towards your left groin. Left foot is flexed, toes pointing up towards the ceiling. Arms come up overhead, inhale. Turn towards the extended leg with a straight spine. Exhale, hinge forward at the hips, reaching down towards the extended leg. Working to keep our spine straight. So we practice now the Ujjayi breath. So it's in through your nose, out through your nose. And it's like you're pinching a straw as you inhale and exhale. So we're regulating the inflow and outflow of breath. And it's a slightly audible breath, so you can hear yourself. Take that left elbow inside left knee. Rotate your chest so your right shoulder is stacked up on top of your left. Right arm goes up towards the sky. The gaze can be towards that extended arm. Starting to feel that stretch in your right hip. To intensify, not collapsing the shoulders down, but maintaining the chest as if you're being smushed between two panes of glass. Reaching that right hand towards that extended left leg. Deep inhale. Full exhale. One more cycle of breath. Deep in. Full out. Next inhale. Right arm comes up. Exhale. Right hand comes down next to your hip. Keeping the right shin on the ground. Lifting the hips up. Counter stretch. Imagine that left hand reaching away from your left foot. And exhale back down. One more stretch. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale back up. And back down to center. Same thing opposite side. Right leg goes out. Left foot comes in. Arms come up overhead. Inhale. Turn towards the extended leg. Straight spine. Hinge forward at the hips. Falling forward as you exhale. Trying to keep that straight spine. Once again, practicing that Ujjayi breath. In through your nose, out through your nose. So we don't start breathing with our chest. We start breathing with our belly, our diaphragm. So imagine all the breath, the in and the out, all being started in the belly. Taking right elbow inside right knee. Lifting left arm up towards the sky. Shoulders stacked one on top of the other. Maybe grabbing that big toe. Take a deep inhale. On the exhale, reaching that left hand towards the extended leg. Feeling that stretch in the left hip, left side body. Making sure that left shoulder does not collapse down towards the ground. Keeping it stacked above the right. Deep in. Full out. Deep in. Full out. Next inhale, left arm comes up. Exhale, left hand comes down, lifting yourself up as you inhale. Right hand reaching away from right foot. And inhale, back down. Exhale, reaching back over. One more time, inhale up. And exhale, stretch. And coming back center. So let's stack your legs like fire logs. If you can't, just sitting cross-legged would be fine. Start to loosen up those hips a little bit. So just take your hands and bring them forward. Really start to check in with your body. Does the stretch feel more intense on one hip over the other? How does slight movements affect that? Maybe you rotate or you lower that left shoulder down towards the ground. Maybe lower the right shoulder down towards the ground. What if you walk your hands over towards the left side? How does that feel on the right hip? Walking hands over towards the right. How does that change? And hands back center. One last time, bringing that chest down towards the ground. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Walk your hands back towards your legs. Do the same thing on the other side. So stack the other leg on top. And walking those hands forward. Straight spine. For me, I feel whatever leg's on top, I feel that in the hip more. Maybe it's the same or maybe it's different for you. A couple of deep breaths. And notice how it feels if you rock your torso to the left and to the right. So imagine trying to touch your right armpit on your right knee. So you're just lowering your torso down towards one side. Inhale up, exhale, come down the other way. One more time each side. Walk those hands over towards the right. Really intensify that stretch in the left hip. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Walking hands towards the left. Deep inhale. Full exhale. And walking back center. And then walk those hands back towards your legs. Straighten your legs out. Shake them out. We're just going to go up and down the leg and start to tap our shins. Start to wake up these legs a little bit. Sides of the knee. Thighs on the top. On the side. Hips. And then working your way back down. Get one final stretch. And then come back to a cross-legged position. Lotus, half lotus, whatever feels right. Loosen up our neck and shoulders. So we'll start by with the self massage. If you have a partner, if you want to take turns massaging each other's shoulders, you can do that. So we're trying to get that the trapezius, the muscle that connects the shoulder to the neck. So really just good squeeze, get some blood flowing. And do the same thing the other side. If you've ever gotten a massage before a yoga session, you notice you're a little more flexible because everything is just loosened up a little more. There's a lot of parts of our body we can reach with our own hands. So it's good. Practice a little self-care. And it will make the practice that more therapeutic too. So take a deep inhale. As you exhale, take that right ear down the right shoulder. Maybe putting a weight on that left shoulder, holding it down. Maybe feeling for any pressure points, allowing them to release. A few deep cycles of breath. And inhale, head back up. Other side, take a deep inhale. As you exhale, left ear down to left shoulder. Massaging that right side. Deep inhale, full exhale. And next inhale, bring that head back up. Release. Now we'll look side to side. First, take a deep inhale. Exhale, look over your right shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, look over left. Inhale, center. Exhale, center. Inhale, take a look up. Exhale, chin down towards chest. And back center. So we're going to exercise the muscles that control our eyeballs now. So what I want you to do is sit like a statue. You're not going to move your head. You're just going to move your eyeballs. So what I want you to do is look straight up, straight down, over to the right, over towards the left, top right, bottom left, top left, bottom right. Now bring your eyes up towards the ceiling. We're going to make counterclockwise circles or clockwise, doesn't matter. Just make big circles. All the way around. You'll notice you've been doing this for a minute or two. The eyes get tired. We don't use these muscles too often. Normally looking straight ahead. Reverse direction, whatever way you're going, go the opposite. Remember, not moving our head, just moving our eyeballs. And back center. Rub your hands together. Close your eyes. And cover both of your eyes with your eyes closed. And slowly start to open your eyes. Remove your hands. So what I want you to do now is take your right foot in towards your groin once again. Have that right thigh facing towards the screen. And you're going to get that left ankle up on top of the right knee. Ideally, we want to have our knees stacked one on top of the other. So cow face pose, Gomukhasana. So once again, we're just going to lean forward, feel that stretch in that left hip. Deep inhale, full exhale. Walk your hands back up. Reach that right hand up towards the ceiling as if you're trying to push it up as high as you can. Put that bend in that right elbow. And then we're going to push that right elbow back, making sure not to collapse our head down. We want our spine to be straight from our tailbone all the way to the crown of our skull. If it's in your practice, take that left hand, reach it back, grab your finger, or your hand. Maybe you can use a sock or a belt to help. Making sure to keep that spine straight. Relax all the muscles in your face. Close your eyes. Soften your forehead, your eyes, your cheeks. Allow your tongue to be heavy. Open your eyes. Put your right forearm or your right hand on that left knee. Left hand goes up towards the sky. We're going to rotate towards the left. When you can't go any further, left hand comes down behind, making sure your spine is straight. We're just going to rotate towards the left. Head turns towards the left. And now that your eyeballs are all warmed up, why don't you look as far as you can towards the left. So you're trying to look behind your body. And inhale, left arm comes up. And exhale back down. Same thing, opposite side. So left heel comes in. Trying to stack the knees on top of one another. And just reaching forward with both hands. Feeling that stretch, maybe in the right hip, if you're like me. And walk those hands back up. Reach that left hand up towards the ceiling as high as you can. And put that bend in the elbow. Right hand reaches up, grabs left elbow. Feeling that stretch in your left tricep. Keeping your spine straight. Feels okay. Reach back. Try to touch those fingers or interlock your fingers. Using a belt or a sock if needed. Close your eyes. Relax the muscles in your forehead, your eyes. Relax your cheeks. Allow your tongue to be heavy. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Reach that left hand up towards the sky. Place it down on your right knee. Reach that right hand up towards the sky. And then rotate towards the right as far as you can. Place that hand down on the ground. Now we're rotating towards the right side. Gaze is over that right shoulder. And now looking even further towards the right. Out of the corner of your eye. Making sure we're still breathing in and out. And inhale, right arm comes back up. And exhale back down. So let's come on to all fours. Tabletop position. So tabletop, your knees are directly below your hips. Hands are directly below your shoulders. If you looked in a mirror, you would be able to place something on your back and not have it fall because it's straight, parallel with the ground. Take your right hand and flip it under. So now we're stretching the forearm of that right arm. Put your palm back on the ground. Same thing. Left hand goes under. So your left palm is facing up now. To intensify the stretch, you can bring your hips back. And shake it out. So now we'll stretch the bottom side of our forearms. You're going to take your hand, your right palm, place it on the ground with your right fingers towards your knees. So the bottom side of your forearm is facing forward now. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Shake it out. Other side, left palm down, fingers towards your left knee. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Now bring your knees together, sitting back down. Place your right palm out towards the screen, reaching under, grabbing your right thumb. We'll stretch out our hand and our individual fingers.
Just a moment.
I guess Siri thinks I'm talking to her.
You're asking me, male?
And then go down one finger at a time. Your pointer, middle, ring, pinky. Shake it out. And one more stretch, other side. Bring your arm up, make a fist. Point your fingers down, grabbing your hand, pulling those fingers in towards your forearm. And shake it out. Same thing, other side. Left palm towards the screen, reaching under, grab your thumb. Fingers spread wide like a starfish. And going down one finger at a time, pointer, middle, ring, pinky. Shake it out. Bring that arm up, shoulder height, make a fist. Point that fist down towards the ground. Take those fingers, pull them in towards your forearm. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Shake them out. And back to all fours. We're going to reach that right arm up towards the sky as we inhale. Really open that chest. Rotating the torso as much as possible. Almost reaching back behind you. Exhale. Threading that needle. But we're not going to allow our shoulder or arm to touch the ground. We're going to build some core strength. And inhale back up. Exhale, thread the needle. Inhale up. This time, right arm and right shoulder go on the ground. Right cheek comes on the ground. Maybe sit those hips back a little bit. Feeling that stretch in your right shoulder. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Left palm in towards your face, pushing into the ground. Inhale, right arm comes up towards the sky. And exhale, bring the right hand down. Same thing, opposite side. Inhale, left arm goes up. And exhale, threading the needle. Hovering that left arm above the ground. Our core is engaged. Belly button tucked in towards the spine. Inhale, back up. Exhale, threading through. Inhale up. Exhale this time. Left arm, left shoulder come on the ground. Maybe that right hand reaches out in front. Sit those hips back towards your heels.
Feeling that stretch in your left shoulder. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Bring that right palm in towards your left arm. Pushing into the ground. Inhale as you lift up. And exhale back down, tabletop. So now cat-cow. So we inhale, look up, belly goes down towards the ground, tailbone goes up. Now there's a U shape in my back. As you exhale, chin goes in towards chest. And imagine trying to touch your spine up towards the ceiling. Like flowing with your own breath. Inhale as you look up. Exhale as you look down. And flow with your own breath. Bring your awareness towards your spine. Notice how the spine does not move like this throughout the day, usually. So now we're getting blood and nutrients flowing up along the spine. You can't have a healthy body without a healthy spine, so it's important to do these practices every day. Lubricating the vertebrae, massaging those discs, some preventative maintenance. And come back tabletop. Do half moon pose. We're going to bring your right shoulder in towards your right hip. So we're still keeping our spine parallel with the ground the best we can. So now we're going to feel that stretch on the left side when we do it to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left shoulder towards left hip. Back center. One more each side. Inhale. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale towards the left. And inhale, center. All right, let's come up onto our knees. Bring that right foot out towards the side. Arms come up overhead, inhale. As you exhale, reaching over towards the right side. Imagine your torso is being smushed between two panes of glass. Inhale up. Exhale, left hand down. Right hand comes reaching away from the right foot. Counter stretch. Strong core, lift yourself back up. Inhale up. Exhale, stretch. And inhale up. Exhale down. We'll come back to center as we inhale. And same thing, opposite side. Left foot goes out. Arms come up overhead. Inhale. Exhale. Extending towards the extended left leg. Inhale up. Exhale, right hand down. Left hand reaching away from left foot. Strong core, lift yourself back up. Inhale. Exhale, reaching over. Inhale up. Exhale down. And strong core back to center. So we can stand up now at the top of your mat. Begin our sun salutation sequence. So we'll start in Tadasana. Big toes are touching or slightly apart. Heels are a little more spread apart. Your thighs are engaged
which pulls your kneecaps up. If your tailbone went straight down, it'd be right between your heels. Shoulders are back down, relaxed. We can do that by inhaling your shoulders up. And as you exhale, bring them back and down, creating as much space between your shoulders and your ears. Your palms can be facing towards the front or towards your body. Chin slightly tucked down, eyes are closed. Start to bring awareness to the palms of your hand. Notice any tingling. Notice if you can feel the air in the room, the air currents. Is it cool? Maybe your hands are somewhat perspiring. You can feel the air temperature with your hands. And bring your awareness to your torso, your shoulders. See if you can feel the weight of your shirt on your shoulders, on your stomach and back. And bring your awareness to your feet. What parts of your feet are touching the ground? Are you equally balanced? Or is more weight on the outside or inside? So by doing this simple practice, this body scan, this bringing your awareness to one point, this is what the core of meditation is all about. It's training the mind to focus on one thing. Because when your mind is focused on one thing, it can't be focused on all those other things, which are causing all those vrittis or these modifications. So the breath is a great thing to focus on. Bodily sensations is another great one. But it's really simple. Most of these practices we do are not complicated. They are simple, but not necessarily easy. Because when we start, we can see how disordered the mind can be. We get discouraged. And this is where the second part of the practice comes in, which is compassion. So we need to be able to find that courage to have that compassion for ourselves. We are individual pieces of consciousness of God. So you are God. And if we're going to be hard on yourself, you can think of that as you're doing that to God. So with that in mind, it's a little easier to have some sympathy and compassion when the mind tries to assert itself. It's just nature running itself off. Just like a dog that's untrained, right? You can't really get mad at it when it hasn't been trained yet. But when the dog is trained, and you can see how serene it is, nobody's happier than that dog. It's the same thing with our mind. Even though the mind's going to rebel, because it wants to be in control, it wants to be thinking. Once it's under control, once it's calm, the mind is the happiest one in the room. Because it gets to experience that natural state, that peace, the bliss, the compassion, the love, the substrate that's always there. Once all those vrittis, once all those waves of the mind start to slow down, it gets to experience its true nature. Next inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Straight spine coming down towards the ground. Slight bend in your knees. Maybe your hands are above your knees and your shins. Maybe down towards your toes or touching the ground. Allow your head to be heavy. Gently shake it no. Gently nod it yes. Inhale, halfway lift.
So the hands come on your shins or on your knees. Spine is parallel with the ground, trying to extend the head away from the tailbone, elongating the spine. Deep inhale. Next exhale, forward fold. Right foot goes back as far as possible. Left leg is bent, 90-degree bend in that left leg. Right leg is straight. Bring that right knee down towards the ground. Inhale, arms come up. Anjaneyasana. Low lunge. Next exhale, hands come down. Lifting that right knee up off the ground. Left foot goes back to meet right. Plank pose, Phalakasana. Strong core, belly button's tucked in towards your spine. Engage all the muscles in your body. Practice your Ujjayi breath, especially when these poses become more difficult. Knees go down, hips go back. Really feel that stretch in your lower back. Then bring your chest and chin towards the top of your mat. Tailbone goes up towards the sky. And lowering down your belly onto the ground. Hands are at the sides of your chest. You can bring them up above the ground. Tops of your feet are on the ground. And using the strength of your back to lift your torso up. Bhujangasana, Cobra pose. Next exhale, pushing into the ground, curling your toes under. Down dog. So down dog, we want that V shape between our legs and our torso. Trying to get our heels down towards the ground, ears between our elbows, fingers are spread wide, weight equally balanced on our feet and our hands. Imagine a rope is tied around your waist, is being pulled up towards the ceiling. Put a slight bend in that right knee. So we're isolating stretch on the left. Right heel goes down, left heel comes up. Now feel the stretch on that right side. And then pedal your heels down one at a time, keeping your ears between your elbows. And come up on your tippy toes, inhale. Exhale, bring both of those heels down toward the ground. Full expression, down dog. Take that right foot, lift it up towards the sky, 3-leg down dog. Right toes are pointing down towards the ground. Your hips have not moved. Ears are still between your elbows. Look between your hands, step forward. Now left knee goes down. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Ears between your elbows. Our gaze is slightly up. Exhale, hands come down. Left knee comes up. Stepping left foot forward. And slowly coming up one vertebrae at a time. As we inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, forward fold, straight spine. Hands coming down towards the ground. Gently shake your head no. Relieving all that stress and tension in your upper vertebrae. Nod your head yes. Like a pendulum. Very important we come up halfway now, since all that blood is pulled to the head. Allow the body to recalibrate its pressure. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Another inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping left foot back this time. 90-degree bend in the right. Left leg is straight. Left knee comes down. Inhale, arms come up. Ears between your elbows, gaze is up. Exhale, hands come down. Left knee comes up. Right foot goes back. Plank pose, Phalakasana. We want one straight line from your heels to the crown of your skull. Our hips are not too high or too low. Knees go down. Bring those hips all the way back at a good stretch. Should feel good on your lower back. Bring your chest and your chin forward. Ashtanasana, 8 limbs pose. 8 points of contact right now. Our hands, our feet, our knees, our chin, and our chest. Next, inhale, cobra. Lifting the torso above the ground, not putting much weight on those hands. Next, exhale, pushing into the ground, curling your toes under. Down dog. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Put a bend in that left knee. Left heel comes up. Right heel comes down. Other side, left heel goes down, right heel goes up. Keeping those ears between your elbows, upper body's not moving. And then pedal those heels down one at a time. Come up on your tippy toes, inhale. Exhale, bring those heels down towards the ground. Inhale, left foot goes up towards the sky. Look between your hands, step forward. And right knee goes down. Inhale, arms come up overhead. And exhale. Right hands come down, right knee comes up. And stepping right foot forward, forward fold. And slowly coming up one vertebrae at a time. Arms come up overhead, big inhale. And exhale, bring those hands down, heart center. So practice your Ujjayi breath, the victorious breath. In through your nose, out through your nose. If you're just learning this breath, it's easier to learn on the exhales. So as you breathe out, trying to restrict the flow of air that comes out, as if you're pinching a straw. Same on the inhale. The important thing is you empty and fill your lungs completely with every breath. This way there's no stagnant air left in our lungs. Getting all the waste products out with each out breath. Getting fresh oxygen in on the in breath. More oxygen for the cells. To increase the therapeutic effect, not just physically, but also mentally as well. And the deep rhythmic breathing helps calm the nervous system, which in turn calms the mind, which is the goal of yoga. So throughout the day, it can be helpful to find these moments of stillness, which is why it's great to have a consistent practice because you know you have to do it. But these moments where you really calm everything down can be done not just on the meditation cushion, but through every single waking moment of your day. It's just a matter of being conscious and aware in the present moment of what you're doing. So you can consciously be washing the dishes, feeling the water on your hands, consciously be going for a walk as you feel your heel and then toes strike the ground. Consciously be having a conversation with somebody, being completely present and listening. Once again, these practices are not difficult. They're very simple, but not necessarily easy, because the mind has been conditioned to be a certain way. Our society, our parents, our teachers, especially if they don't know the science of yoga, they've conditioned us voluntarily or involuntarily. So really, this process of yoga is much more of an undoing than it is a doing. We undo these knots in our minds, these vrittis, and what's left remaining is that true self, our true nature, which is peace, compassion, equanimity, and love. Arms come up overhead, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping right foot back. Now the knee does not go down. Now we lift up and do a high lunge. Strong core. Inhale, arms come up. 90-degree bend in that left leg. Right leg is straight. And then we're going to lower down that right heel. For warrior one, we can separate our feet as if we're stepping on 2 railroad tracks, no longer 1. Hips are faced towards the front of the room. The pinky side of the right foot is on the ground. That right foot's at a 45-degree angle. Arms are up, overhead. Warrior one. Interlock your hands behind. Pull those hands back. Really open that chest, stretch those shoulders. Take a deep inhale, look up. As you exhale, bring that torso on the inside of that left knee. If you can, hands come up overhead. Humble warrior. Inhale, arms come up. Warrior one. And exhale, bring those hands down on both sides of that left foot. Bring that right heel up off the ground. Left foot goes back to meet right. Plank pose, Phalakasana. So now you have 2 choices. You can either do Ashtangasana like we did before, where the knees go down, hips go back, or Chaturanga. Chaturanga, you want to keep your elbows glued in towards your side. You're going to move your entire body forward, lowering down above the ground, or hovering right above the ground. And then inhale into Cobra or Up Dog. Up Dog, tops of your feet are on the ground. Thighs are up, elevated. Gaze is up. Next exhale, curling toes under. Down Dog. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Inhale, right foot comes up. Between your hands, step forward with the right foot. Left foot comes forward to meet right. Forward fold. And then slowly start to come up. Inhale, arms come up overhead. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. This time, left foot goes back. Right angle on that right knee. Left leg is straight. Strong core, lift yourself up. High lunge. Left leg is straight. Ears between your elbows. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Lowering that left heel down towards the ground. Widen the stance if you need. Warrior one. Interlock your fingers. Pull your hands back. Feel that stretch in your chest and your shoulders. Take a deep inhale, look up. Exhale, lowering down that chest on the inside of the right knee. Hands can come up overhead. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Next inhale, arms come up. Warrior one. Lowering down, full expression. Exhale, hands come down, both sides of that right foot. Left heel comes up off the ground. Right foot goes back to meet left. Your choice. Ashtangasana or Chaturanga. And the exhale, lowering down. Inhale, Cobra or Up Dog. Exhale, curling toes under, Down Dog. Inhale to count to 4. Exhale, 4. One more cycle of breath. Inhale, 4. And exhale. Next inhale, lifting that left leg up towards the sky. Look between your hands, step forward. Stepping that right foot forward. And slowly coming up one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Reaching up as high as you can. Exhale, bringing those hands down, heart center. Turn your awareness inward. Feel the air moving past your nostrils. Equal lengths on the inhale and exhale. Notice how the in-breath and out-breath are of different temperatures. Inhale, slightly cooler. And the exhale, slightly warmer. Find your balance. Find your equanimity. Rest in your peace, your true nature. And when thoughts come, the practice of the yogi and yogini is to be the witness, the observer, as if you are there, your awareness is over there, and your thoughts are over there. Thoughts do not come from you, they come from the mind. True nature is the awareness.
And all it does is observe. So the path of yoga can be seen from moving from the head to the heart. When we are totally identified in our minds, we embody our ego consciousness. The ego is in 3 dimensions in time. It fears death. The awareness is not just of this 3-dimensional universe. God is not in time. And your awareness, your soul, the Atman, Jivatman, this is a part and parcel of the divine. So remove our identification from this ego consciousness, the very limited way of seeing our reality, because everything in reality is reflected off this mind, potentially an untrained mind. So whatever colors are on the mind, any distortions, this is the reflection we see. So as we begin to purify, practice, study, we begin to clean and smoothen the mind so it becomes a more accurate reflection. So we begin to experience our true nature very lawfully. This isn't true for some and not true for others. All the great masters said throughout time, what they have attained, self-realization, is something that is not only available to everybody, but it has to happen. It's inevitable. Whether we take the straight path up the mountain like these yogis that meditate in caves, or these karma yogis that do incredible works to purify and serve humanity, or we take the roundabout way, like moths to a flame, we're all being pulled home. The question is, are you really ready? Are you ready to get on with it? Are you willing to do the work? Are you willing to use the time we're living in now as an opportunity to deal with whatever's coming up, to allow those things to be, to cultivate that compassion for all these things you feel for yourself? Are you putting in the time to practice every day? Deep inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping right foot back. This time we're going to windmill our arms up into Warrior 2. So Warrior 2, our heels are aligned this time. Our spine's perpendicular to the ground. Our hands are up, shoulder height. Gaze is over that left hand. Turn that left palm up. Inhale. Look up to your left hand. Exhale. Left elbow on left knee. Reaching right hand over. Flow with your breath. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale. This time, hand comes all the way to the ground. Extended side angle. Shoulders stacked one on top of the other. Really opening that chest. Next exhale, right hand comes down, left hand comes up. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Deep inhale. Next exhale, left hand goes down, right hand goes up.
Strong warrior. Lift your torso up. Straighten that left leg, preparing for triangle. Notice my legs look like a triangle. So the lower body does not move, but the upper body is going to reach forward as far as possible. Left hand comes down towards the ground. Very little weight on that left hand, if any at all. Right hand goes up towards the sky. Really open up that chest. Next exhale, hand comes down. Left hand goes up. Revolve triangle. Next exhale, left down. Inhale, right up. Now my left leg is straight. I'm going to put a bend in that right knee. Back to extended side angle. Strong core, lifting back up into warrior two. And windmill those hands back down. Right heel comes up off the ground. Left foot goes back to meet right. Your choice. Ashtangasana or Chaturanga on the exhale. On the inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, curling toes under. And we're going to prepare for pigeon pose. So take your right foot, lift it up into three-leg down dog. And we're going to open up that hip. So try to take that right heel, try to touch your left elbow. You won't be able to, but that's what you should be feeling. And then you're going to bring your shin forward, resting up at the top of the mat. Trying to get that shin as parallel to the front of your mat. But if it's at a 45-degree angle, that's okay. And then you're going to take that left knee and using the left foot, walk that left knee back as far as possible. And as you bring your weight down, you're going to feel that stretch in your right hip. If this feels good, you can stay right here. Maybe you come down on your forearms. Maybe you make a pillow, your forehead. Very important for a large muscle group like this. We're taking full inhales and exhales. I want you to visualize any stuckness, tightness, tension in that hip is being absorbed into the ground every exhale. Every inhale, bringing in that fresh oxygen, energizing the body with that prana. And exhale, anything that's not serving you, just releasing. Deep inhale, full exhale. And walking your hands back in. You can stay right there, or if you want, you can take that left foot, bring it in. So I'm feeling that stretch in the left quadricep. A few cycles of breath. And release that left foot down. Allow your weight to fall off towards the right side. And then we're going to lift that right leg back up in the three-leg down dog to finish the sequence. Look between your hands, step forward with the right foot. Left foot comes forward. And inhale, arms come up overhead. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Bring that left foot back as far as you can. And then we're going to windmill our arms up into Warrior 2. So spine perpendicular with the ground, arms up shoulder height. The gaze is over the right hand. 90-degree bend in that right knee. Left leg is straight. Turn that right palm up. Left hand goes down on the left thigh. Inhale, reverse warrior. Imagine looking into the mirror of your hand. Seeing if you see your true self or one that's being clouded by your thoughts and emotions. Exhale, right elbow down. Inhale, left arm up. And flow with your breath. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And this time, exhale, right hand comes all the way down towards the ground. Left arm goes up towards the ceiling. Reaching that left hand back as far as possible. Extended side angle. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Next exhale, left hand goes down. Right hand goes up. Revolve side angle. Next exhale, right hand goes down. Left hand goes up. Strong core, lift yourself back into Warrior 2. Straighten that right leg. Lower body does not move. Reaching forward as far as possible. Right hand goes down towards the ground. Left hand goes up towards the sky. Triangle pose, Trikonasana. The gaze is up towards that left hand if possible. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Next exhale, left hand goes down. Right hand goes up. Deep in. Full out. Next exhale, right hand goes down. Left hand goes up. Put that bend back in that right knee. Extended side angle. And lift yourself back up, Warrior 2. Warrior 2, remember, not like Warrior 1 where your hips are facing that bent knee. Another 90 degrees towards the side. And finish by windmilling both of those arms down. Bring that right foot back. Phalakasana, strong core, belly button tucked in towards your spine. Next exhale, Cobra or Ashtangasana or Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra or Up Dog. Exhale, Downward Facing Dog. Full cycles of breath. Next inhale, lift that left leg up towards the sky. Open up that left hip. Try to bring that left heel towards your right elbow. And then preparing for pigeon pose. Bring that left shin up towards the front of the mat. Walking that right knee back as far as possible. Staying here with your arms extended if this feels right. Intensify the stretch. Coming down onto your forearms. Maybe making a pillow. Remember, every exhale, any stress, any tension that is built up Bring it to your awareness and consciously release into the ground, out of the body. Much of the stress and tension that we feel gets stored in our bodies, but we forget that the mind is what put it there, and the mind is the thing that can get it out. And it's all through conscious awareness. Most people don't want to look at the things that cause the tension, but when you bring it in the light of awareness and you allow it to be, that's when you can release it. That's when healing takes place. But we're trained in our society, many of us, to push away all our problems, to not deal with them, and just keep moving. But it's the wise ones who stop, observe what it is that is ailing them physically, emotionally, allow it to rise to the surface, and then release it. But it needs to be done through conscious awareness. And walk those hands in towards your shin. If you want, you can bring that right foot in towards your torso. Release. Allow your body to fall over towards the left side. And then come back into three-leg down dog. Left foot up towards the sky. Look between your hands, step forward. Step your right foot forward. And slowly coming up one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, bringing those hands heart center. And one last time, bring your arms out towards the side. Really open up that chest. Interlock your hands behind. Imagine your hands are being pulled down and back. Bring your chin up. As you exhale, bring your ear down towards your shoulder. Inhale back up. Other side as you exhale. Inhale up. One more time. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale. And coming back center. Right hand comes in towards your chest, rolling over like a log. If you want, right knee goes up. Right foot comes behind left knee, pushing into the ground with your right hand. And back center. Make a pillow with your hand. Place your right cheek on the pillow. We're going to do 3 powerful breaths in through our nose and out through our mouth. As you inhale, feel your torso lift up off the ground. Deep inhale. In. In. Turn your cheek over the other side. And same thing on the opposite side. So 3 deep breaths, in and out. Inhale through your nose, out through your mouth. In. Okay, it looks like I lost you guys for a little bit. Hopefully it's back on now. All right, let's do a bow pose. So reach back, grab the tops of your feet. And lift those legs up off the ground and torso up off the ground. Not freezing your breath. And exhale. Relax. You're going to push yourself into a child's pose. Knees on the side of the mat. Big toes touching. Bring your heels back. Extend your arms out in front. Bring your chest and forehead down towards the ground. Try to make your body profile as small as possible. Try to sink into that space between your legs. Reaching your hips back even further. Bringing your chest even further down towards the ground. Arms are active, reaching out in front. Fingers are spread wide. Not moving your body, but coming up onto your fingertips now. Really try to extend those arms, bringing your shoulder blades together. Intensifying that elongation in your side body and your armpits. And coming back up the tabletop. One more round of cat-cow. Inhale, looking up. Exhale. Cat. Inhale up. Exhale, cat. And back center. Then coming on your backside. Bring your feet in towards your hips, knees up towards the ceiling. What I want you to do is just little baby movements with your hip. Imagine you would water in your belly button. And all you're trying to do is very gently pour it towards your chest. So a little hip thrust. So when your hips are down, your tailbone's pointing down, and then imagine there's a laser beam on your tailbone, and you're shining it between your shins as you lift your tailbone up. Preparing for bridge pose. Now lifting your hips completely up off the ground. If it's in your practice, interlock your hands underneath your back. Roll your shoulder blades together. Deep inhale. Full exhale. And exhale, come all the way down. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Rocking side to side. We'll do that one more time. Lifting those hips up off the ground. If wheel is in your practice, you can do wheel. Otherwise, one more bridge. Remembering not to freeze your breath. Exhale back down. Extend that left leg out in front. Bring that right knee in towards your chest. Left foot is flexed, right foot is flexed. Take that right knee, bring it across your body. Bring your right arm out into a T. Gaze is out towards the right side. Every exhale, just relax even further into the twist. Bring that right knee back in towards your chest. Bring it up towards the ceiling. Interlock your hands behind that thigh. Bring your head up towards that knee. Feeling a stretch in your thigh. Engaging your abdomen. And lowering the head back down towards the ground. And lowering that leg down to the ground to 5 count. Bring that left knee in towards your chest. Both feet are flexed. And bringing that left knee towards the right side. Extend the left arm out into a T. Gaze is out towards the left hand. Bring that left knee back in towards your chest. Extend that left leg up towards the sky. Interlock your hands behind your left thigh. Bring your head up. Try to pull your head to your knee. Core is engaged. And lowering the head down towards the ground. Release the grip of your leg. Lowering down to a count of 5. Do a couple more poses here. Do a shoulder stand. Shoulder stand. You're going to lift your knees in towards your chest. Bring your feet up towards the sky. If you don't do shoulder stand, you can do it just like this, legs up the wall. Or if it's in your practice, bring your legs back. Making a tripod with your hands and your tricep. Bring your legs up, perpendicular with the ground. Want all the weight on your shoulders and your triceps. Very little weight on your neck. Allowing blood to pool to your head using gravity. In this inversion. And allowing those feet to drop down into halasana, flower pose. You can interlock your hands and bring them down towards the ground. Trying to get those toes to down, touch towards the ground. Keeping your legs straight. And then coming down one vertebrae at a time. Bring both those feet straight up towards the ceiling. Flex your feet. And we'll lower down to a count of 10, nice and slow. one last pose before Shavasana, Nastayasana, fish pose. So palms are down, hands are under your hips. We're going to lift your chest up towards the sky, which brings your head back, resting the top of your head on the ground or elevating the head slightly off the ground, opening up your throat. This does not feel good on your neck. Very gently come out of the pose. And when you're ready, slowly coming out of the pose, preparing for Shavasana. So you can grab a pillow for under your head, maybe a blanket. Laying flat down on your backside. Allowing your feet to fall towards the sides. It's good to leave your palms facing up towards the sky to receive energy. We should do our best not to put our hands on our belly, but really making yourself vulnerable. It's a critical point in the path of yoga, which is surrendering, Ishvara Pranidhana. And it's just the point to realize that we're willing to just let go of anything that's holding us back. We've realized that there is a higher power, and that God force, that high vibration, the thing that's keeping us from moving our identification from the ego to the soul, is our own resistance. And how do we get rid of that resistance? We need to learn how to let go. We need to let go with the wisdom that we can't control all the circumstances of our lives. We can't control other people, world events. But we take refuge in the knowing that we are divine beings. And as we let go, as we start to go inside, purify the mind and the heart, that we slowly and inevitably bring that point of awareness in alignment with their highest, truest self. It's at this point that we look into the pond and we see our divine nature looking back at us. It had always been there. And even if we forget, it'll still be there. It is a substrate of reality.
Start to bring some movement back in your fingers and toes. Both of your knees in towards your chest, rocking side to side. And falling over towards one side in the fetal position. And one last time, letting go of anything that's not going to serve you. Anything that's not going to get you to God. And lifting yourself back up in the seated position. Bring hands heart center. We'll finish with the Shanti mantra. It's a prayer asking to be led. From darkness to light. From falsehoods to truth. And from death to immortality. Om Masato Masa Gamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrityor Ma Amritam Gamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste. And there's going to be a class on Saturday at the temple. So the temple is opening up on Saturdays for class now for an hour and a half. Class will begin at 9 a.m., but the doors will open at 8:30. So you need to go online and sign the waiver in advance. That way you won't be wasting any time when you get there. I will be traveling once again, so I will not be there. So hopefully I will see you all soon. See you later.